Look at that.
To half. So this is the Waitrose version, and this is my version. You can.
Oh man. Cook this.
Thick.
Cook this.
Satiating.
Guys, 2 weeks ago I challenged Dana Does to recreate one of these soulful pops, one pops. They look like this. They are tasty to a British guy with no palate.
They're okay to a Californian.
They're pretty low calorie, right? For what they are.
They are low calorie, and I lied a little. They are tasty, right? Like
yeah.
It's tasty. It just doesn't look.
It doesn't look great at all. Do you know what I've been doing though? When I've been getting back from the gym, I've actually been. You're gonna kill me again. Nuking some organic broccoli and whacking it in there.
Okay. The only reason I'm mad is because you're buying pre-cut broccoli. Like, stop that. Just no, but it's okay. The nuking isn't a problem. Like, I don't have any problem with microwaving things. I personally, like, all microwave does is heat up the water molecules in food. So it's not poison. You can definitely microwave food. It's totally fine. I just think that the product that you get from microwave food ends up being
the price. Like, it's pricey for less quality, for less quantity.
Yeah. And
but for people that live alone, it's quick, easy, done.
Yeah.
And you don't end up buying more than you need. I throw broccoli florets out on a regular basis because I've wanted broccoli once, not for the rest of the week.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with microwaving, and there's nothing wrong with convenience foods. You know, like getting these things, like you said, like if you're busy and you want something good. But when you make it yourself, it's better.
The reason why I'm sold on this one is because we're going to make a vat of it, right?
Yeah.
You worked out it was about 8 dirhams a pop.
I'm gonna get mine. Yeah, over here.
About 8 dirhams a throw, and these are 30.
So,
$29.50.
Welcome to my sales pitch for Dana Does' Soul Pot instead of Waitrose's. So, not only is mine about 8 dirhams a pop, which is way less than the 30, it's probably even less than that. It's just hard to gauge because some of these things, like, you're not going to use a whole jar of peanut butter, but you have to buy this. But this is good for like 30 batches.
Yeah.
But the volume is bigger, my portion sizes are larger, my calories are better, and my macros are better. I beat it on every single front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. This is 380 grams right here.
Yep.
This is a pretty decent sized portion. The macros on it are 346 for calories, which is pretty low.
You feel satiated from it. It's filling.
3.5 grams of protein. So it's really low. Like, this is like, you're gonna get, like, you don't really get any protein from this.
No, it wouldn't be worth mentioning.
It's not worth it.
And which also, in the past, I've also put chicken in it, or it over the top of chicken, and that makes for obviously more protein, more calories, but that doesn't matter too much when you've got a fair few calories to play with.
What's 100 grams of chicken? Like,
exactly.
Well, how many calories is that? It's like nothing, and you get like 20 grams of protein.
Grams of
I would totally add chicken, tofu, or any of that crap to this, for sure.
Yes.
With mine, you get, so my portion is much larger. The whole batch makes 1,000 grams, and I did that, like, we're gonna be making 1,000 grams today, which is gonna be 2 portions.
1,000 grams is 2 portions, so
that's how I worked it out.
So now a portion is
500 grams. So you're getting like this plus like a third.
Yep.
Math is not
okay.
Right.
So and this is, is that our vat? 2 portions?
Yeah. So that, but you can, like, we're just making 2 portions today. You can easily make this 4 portions. 10 portions. Like, yeah, you could make it.
I just want to do as little work as possible for as many meals as possible.
You can totally make 10 portions.
Okay.
I would do like I'd probably do like 8, like one for just like one for.
Can it freeze? Will it freeze?
It'll totally freeze. Yeah, you can absolutely freeze it, and you can freeze it in an individual tub like this, and you can just have them, bring them out, microwave them, pop them in there. So mine are 500 gram portions, and also if you wanted a slightly smaller portion, like you could do 330 gram portions as well. So
you could split it up. If you was on a cup, for example, you take that 1,000 gram batch and split it into 3 portions instead of 2. And obviously, if you're on fewer calories for the day,
easy.
You would split it into 3 instead of 2.
It's just about making it work for you. Like, for sure, like I'm on a cut right now, and even on a cut, I would eat 500 gram portions of it because it's really,
because it's low calorie.
Yeah, so my calories do take it up a little bit, so it brings it up to 423 calories.
423 instead of 340.
But okay. Yeah, so it's 75 more calories for way more. I'm getting lost in the number weeds here.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. But yeah, so it's just way more. And then also the real kicker in mine is that it has 15 grams protein. The thing that stuck out to me the most is there's this big circle on that pack that says the hero of this dish is kale. Do you see any kale? 1% kale in this dish. Which, if anything is 1%, I don't think that you can call it
the star of the show.
Quick run through of ingredients. So one thing that I tasted when I tasted it was a super strong taste of red pepper.
Dana's chopping shit today. We're not messing around. We're not messing around today. Not fucking around with how I cut stuff. We're just gonna get Dana to do all the work.
We are gonna do
try and keep this video under 15 minutes.
Some Tim chopping for sure, because I actually brought 2 callbacks for you. Your old friend garlic and onion.
Oh, yeah.
We're making like a soup, so I really wanted to just bring out as much of that red pepper flavor as I tasted. So I chopped it super duper fine, so it was almost like a spice, like we're seasoning it with the red pepper instead of the red pepper being like an ingredient. Hot tip for you, to get the flavor out of your bell pepper is to peel it.
Peel it?
Mm-hmm. If you peel it, the flavor just like really pops out of
I
peppers.
got skin on. This took me less than 3 minutes from pot to mouth. I wanted convenience, I wanted cheap, I wanted taste. You've done cheap. Now you're gonna have to prove to me that it's
convenient.
It's convenient.
Yeah. So what I did, how I came about with this recipe, is I tasted it and I tasted what flavors were really bright to me, and then I looked up a bunch of traditional West African stew recipes and saw what they had to say about like how they make these dishes. Their dishes were minimal, and I kind of blended the 2 things together into what I think is a close version of this one pot meal. Now I'm going to show you a cool little trick as well, is how to peel ginger.
Okay.
How would you peel this?
Oh, I would not know where to start.
I know, that's why I was like almost handing it to you.
If I've had ginger before, it might have made its way into a smoothie, and I'd probably roughly chop the middle out.
So ginger is like really delicate, and you can like chop the sides off. Yeah, but what you can do, the easiest way to do it is you literally just scrape it with a spoon, and it's super easy.
Crush it more, or just chop it like
just
this?
chop the shit out of it. Really just like get in there, masticate that garlic. The legumes and the rice and the potatoes are all going to be interchangeable.
Okay.
So like it's just a bean. Like this bean is going to hold the flavor of the broth. And I used a red rice because that's what they used, but you could also use a brown rice quite easily.
Okay.
And then for I used a sweet potato. That's what they used, but you could use a white potato or a white yam or whatever. I mean, this is tasty. Whether it's authentic African, I don't fucking know.
That's not what we're claiming. We're claiming cheap, convenient.
I'm claiming authentic Waitrose.
And tasty.
That's what I'm claiming. I would take it to the head of Waitrose and be like, bitch, try my broth. And yeah, so just mince the shit. So this, what you're doing right now, this is your base. So like, this isn't going to be the chunky thing. This is like your how you start a soup or a stew.
That's good, right?
I would do a little. Let me just do it for a second. Or if you have a blender, you can like literally throw the chunk.
Blend it for
Throw the garlic and the ginger right in the blender, and then it's like puree.
And now we're making stuff like this that's a bit funky. I think this stuff's going to get made. So if you do make it, comment below.
Yeah, let us know if you make it, and if you change anything, and if you like it. Like I think,
This one, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Am I doing it like that?
It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be as minced as that. So it's just like kind of like this one. Use this one as a guide.
Am I doing the skills you taught me?
You are totally doing that, and I'm like so pleased right now. Like this is like making my day. Like I love it. And you're not cutting yourself. Like everything is great.
Fingers are on. Fingers still on.
It's all good, man.
Knuckles out the way. You have to get the fingers out the way.
Nailing this. Shit. All right. So I used 200 grams of sweet potato.
Oh my god.
Dang, dude.
Dana, 199, it just flicked up to 200. I mean that, and I'll bring this up. I know I'm throwing a bit of calorie counting knowledge here and there for clients.
Yeah.
You do not have to track for long. You don't have to weigh your food for long before you can do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, within a week you'd be getting it within 10 grams. If you're cutting steak, for example, let's say you're cutting steak or chicken or whatever, you could eyeball it to within 10 grams inside a week. And Dana's obviously been doing it for years, and she got it down to within 1 gram on a sweet potato. I mean, I'd argue that the chop was a bit lucky. Like,
it was. There was definitely some luck there. I mean, but it's really true. So while we were I just did it.
You just did.
I just cut the potato, but like you could do this. This isn't.
Yeah, it's cubed sweet potato,
which
I could have a good go at even with my limited sort of chopping ability.
Before I came, I made a big batch of this red rice, which is super tasty, and 1 cup was actually made like a huge amount. So
that's how much is going into 2 servings of this. That's how much is going into 1,000 grams of this.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a quarter
That's
cup.
Not much rice, guys.
No, it's a quarter cup. It's really just like for the nuttiness and also for the flavor profile. Okay. You could definitely add more rice, but if you look at this one, how much rice is in that motherfucker?
I mean, you can't see it.
Just like the kale, so, like there's nothing.
I just think people when they think of a dish like this, I think that if there's rice in it, I'd think, oh, it must be rice heavy, it must be ricey, there must be a load of carbs from rice in there.
This dish is 5%.
5% carb.
5%
rice.
Yeah, so it's like super minimal rice in this dish. Yeah, I mean, you could double, triple, like depending on what you wanted, if you wanted more, but I don't think it needs it. I think that it turned out really nice. So I have a quarter cup of cooked red rice and half a cup of black beans.
That's half a cup right there.
Half a cup right here. I weighed it up before I came because I made a big batch of black beans.
Yep.
I made these myself in a slow cooker, which is way easy and way more affordable than buying canned beans. But canned beans are also really affordable. You don't have to. But I just buy a 500-gram pack of black beans. You literally throw it in the slow cooker. All I do is add an onion. I don't even take the skins off. I add 1 onion, 1 tablespoon of salt per pound of beans. So like 500 grams, 1 tablespoon of salt. Bay leaves, dry bay leaves, and then water, and that's it. And I just leave it on for like 6 hours. And that's this.
And that's that.
And you can try that.
And the rest that you've got would go towards, like, you'd use it in other dishes?
I just eat them. Like, try them. They're really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better than your average.
Yeah, better than average beans.
Yeah, they're nice. And so I'll have them on their own. I'll put them in soups and stews. I'll crack eggs and fry eggs right on top of them. Like, really nutrient dense. These are filled with protein, carbohydrates, and pretty low in fat, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And these are also like chock filled with fiber, and they're really satiating. So if you add them to stews, you feel really full when you eat beans.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So we have our beans, rice, an exceptionally larger amount of kale.
So there's more kale in that one dish there
than like 19 of those pots. A little bit of coconut milk for that creamy flavor that we got in there. And the spice profile that I went with, the ones that stuck out to me the most, was harissa, cinnamon, cumin, and cayenne pepper. Like, I think that these 4 things cover the 96 ingredients. Okay. But no, this is legit just like regular Carrefour tomato paste that you get. The only ingredient in here is tomatoes, ground up super fine. And actually, okay, so the cool thing about tomato paste is this is actually healthier for you than most fresh tomatoes.
Really? What, just because it's more concentrated? Or?
Because it's picked at ripeness. Some things can ripen off the vine, like pineapples ripen off the vine.
You just want us to be on camera for a second.
You want some tomato paste?
And then, no.
No.
Dickhead.
You actually preserve way more of the nutrients in the tomato, and this is like cheap as fuck.
Is that true of like sometimes with frozen berries and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm, absolutely, yeah. It's all because and especially where we live, and if you live in Abu Dhabi, we're kind of in a food desert. Like a lot of our stuff is transported, and it's really important to look at how far this stuff came from, like how far away did it come, and how, like, is that thing even in season? All right, so we just have tomato paste, coconut milk. This is 2 tablespoons coconut milk. And this is like, in the stew language, you would call this like a roux, I guess, where it's just like a little flavor, like thickener that goes into a stew after it's already been stewed. So that's what this is. This is the West African method. This is how they add it to soups and stews, is they have this pre-mixed. You can use veggie stock. I used veggie cubes just because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You can also use any kind of stock you want. 1 cube is 1 cup, so I use 2 cubes, which is 2 cups, and the calories in this are nothing. They're nothing. They're not worth even mentioning for sure. So I'm just adding a little bit of neutral oil, olive oil to the pot. So first thing when you're building a stew, any soup really, is you want to fry off your onions and garlic.
Is that because why is that? I was going to have a guess.
What's your guess?
The stronger flavors, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. It's a different kind of flavor when you don't fry them off. It's like spicy, right? And almost hard. Like it's like got a bite to it.
Yeah, this turns it into a bit of a
milder flavor, a well-rounded. I think it's a bit like a well-rounded garlic flavor. It's really nice. Same with the onion, and it's just we're building a soup from scratch. So we're gonna do that until the onions are translucent. So like 3 to 5. You're gonna be my spice guy. So it's just a teaspoon and just toss it right in. 1 teaspoon. So that's about a teaspoon. So just 1 teaspoon of that.
There?
Yeah, that's good. And mix it in. There you go, nice coating. Tim can cook.
Cayenne pepper.
That's cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna keep the cayenne to a minimum.
This one?
Yeah, that's good. When it comes to spicing with these, and then one of the harissa to finish. When it comes to spicing soups, especially with these spices like harissa and cinnamon, it's really about like how strong you like your spice. Like I like my spice quite strong.
Yeah.
And then another neat little trick here is the oil has kind of been soaked up by the onions and the garlic. And if it ever sticks to your pan, oil can be quite calorie dense, as we both know.
Yep.
So just add a little bit of the veggie stock to keep that saute going.
Okay.
So like you can cook with veggie stock. You actually don't need oil at all. Ooh, you smell that?
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Smells really good, huh?
I was going to say it smells Christmassy. That's the cinnamon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is the cinnamon. Okay. What do we do next? Okay.
So there we've gone cumin, we've gone cinnamon, and we've gone harissa.
Yeah.
We'll do a little roundup at the end of everything that's gone in.
And then we're going to do cayenne as well, but I'm not going to add a whole teaspoon of this because this is way stronger.
Just a dash?
Yeah. So like, do you like spicy or what's your level?
Spicy.
Spicy? So I would do like probably 4 dashes, maybe like half a teaspoon. I'll write that out, but it's spice to taste. So it's like, do you like it really spicy? Cayenne's a strong one.
It smells spicy.
It's a strong spice for sure. We're going to add the veggie stock in.
All of it in?
Mm-hmm, all of it in. And this is when, so I really wanted that red pepper to come out, so that's why I didn't fry it off, because it tasted really fresh to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to add in the red pepper.
Again, it would change the flavour if you cooked it more at the beginning?
Yeah, because when you cook red pepper, it has a very different taste. It's like smokier, I guess, and when you leave it fresh, it has a fresh sweet bite to it, and that's what we want. I'm also going to add the raw sweet potato because like this is just like boiling sweet potato, and it's going to cook for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And you're going to bring it up to a boil first, so you really want to get this nice and hot. And then you'll bring it down to a simmer. And this is pretty much how you start like any soup, is you bring it up to a boil and then down to a simmer and because you want all those flavors to really get to know each other.
Okay.
And it takes a long time for it to get hot on a low heat. So if you want to like get it really nice and hot and then take it back down.
Yeah.
To a safe space.
So Dana, how's it looking?
Okay, so this is perfect. Have a look.
That's what it looks like.
Foggy.
That's how we're looking. It's looking nice and thick, which I like.
Stew. We're gonna add the black beans.
They're just going in?
They're just going straight in. Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. Why are you scared of?
I don't know.
We're gonna add the red rice as well. So you can see we've kind of got the similarities.
Yep. It looks pretty similar now.
Now it's way similar, huh? Kale cooks really quickly as well,
okay.
so I'm gonna save that to like the very last end.
Is there? I mean, I mean, everyone can get kale nowadays, but like, could you whack something else in there? Spinach?
100%. Spinach, in fact, the original recipe is the collard green in the West African, because they don't really get much kale there.
Yeah.
Any type of kale, I mean, I wouldn't use lettuce, but any sort of leafy green.
Yeah.
You also don't have to use kale at all. This is a local grown kale.
like Waitrose didn't.
Exactly. Just take that 1% out. But yeah, so I'm just gonna add this to finish it off. It's gonna take like 2 minutes. You can see how it's all really nice and big, and that's gonna be like moments. And look how hearty this is looking.
Yeah, that's looking amazing. There's literally no there's no kale in the other one. And this one looks like it's got a lot of goodness in it.
Like, I would top this with like a crunchy peanut, like if you did chopped peanuts, if you wanted to make it, if you were making this for a lady friend, you wanted to make like a nice date night stew, you would put like some fresh cilantro and like some crumbled peanuts and make it all pretty.
I mean, it looks so much better than the...
Let's put the Waitrose one there.
Shall I put it in a bowl as well?
Yeah, you might as well. Give the Waitrose one the best shot at getting. It's got
Look at that.
to half. So this is the Waitrose version, and this is my version. You can see like they're really similar, but they...
We need a team name. I'm not having you saying this is my version. No.
Now, first let's have you try the Waitrose one as well one more time, and just really see how you feel about that.
I mean, it's cold and looks like baby spew. So.
Yeah, so I really set you up for a win there.
Hmm.
It's not bad though.
It is nice. I'm not gonna do a U-turn on it, but let's see.
Let's try this one.
You're excited.
I'm excited because I'm proud of what I did here today. Besides leaving alone.
Oh man, that's amazing. That's really good. I can't fake it. Anybody that knows me knows that I wear my emotions regarding food on my sleeve. Oh man,
Peanut,
cook this.
Thick.
Cook this.
Satiating. It's got that like, so you don't taste the garlic, right?
I'll go over what we did. You correct me where I go wrong. Half a cup of cooked red rice that went in last off. Obviously, you'd have to prep that, right?
Yeah, you pre-cook the red rice and the beans.
Red rice and the beans pre-cooked. 200 grams of sweet potato, not touched, right? Nothing to do with them before. Half a red pepper.
Mince that pepper.
Yeah, half a red pepper, chopped really finely. 1 tablespoon of minced ginger that I've chopped, I think, really well. It comes off. I think that comes off in the dish, right?
Yeah, you nailed it. You can taste the Tim's ginger.
The purple onion, which I remembered the chopping technique for.
He did
4 cloves of garlic, which again I minced really well. I think that again, it shines.
Despite your complete aversion to garlic that you deny.
1 cup of chopped kale goes in last off. Is that a cup? Quarter of a cup of tomato paste.
Mm-hmm.
Half a cup of peanut butter. 2 tablespoons of coconut milk. Quarter of red rice is in again.
Oh, well, I mixed twice accidentally.
2 veggie stock cubes. That's the bit that, I mean, I would have, if you'd asked me to just tell you what we did there, I'd have probably forgotten that bit. That's quite vital.
Yeah, stock cubes. You definitely need some kind of stock, and 2 parts to 1 part water. So 2 parts stock, 1 part water. So if you're doubling that, 4 cups stock.
Yeah.
Math and stuff.
So hopefully, do you reckon we've given enough instruction? Could somebody watch this and make that from what we've done, do you reckon, today? Are we happy with this video?
For sure, I think
100%.
so. I think we nailed it. I think Dana and Tim cooked stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.